Hey guys and girls, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or wherever you are, and welcome to my week 3 update. If you haven't checked out my day 1, week 1 and week 2 updates, go back, check them out, especially if you're at this sort of level as well, you're a beginner. You can maybe see where somebody else is at with their skill levels if you started around the same time as me, or at the same time that I'm recording this video on week 3. So, a couple of big updates this week. I've introduced the E chord, so I've been fumbling around with that. I thought I was getting places with my DNA, and then introducing the E has sort of reversed me right back to week 1, so to speak, because I'm practicing the switches, including the E this time, so it's not easy. My fingers are a lot better. A bit of peeling has been going on, so I don't want to gross you out too much, I won't dive into that too much, but I will be making a video, possibly in a couple of weeks' time, looking at the fingers, so anybody who's interested in what your fingertips are like during these first few weeks, you can go and check that video out once it's uploaded. I'll link to it somewhere here. I've got a new guitar strap. I've got the button attached to the heel, so we've got this nice brown leather strap attached now. It's going to take a bit of time to wear in. It's still quite rigid, but hopefully that will stop any concerns I may have of the guitar falling off my lap. So I'm going to try and waffle a little less in this video. I'm aware that I waffled on quite a lot in the previous ones. So I'm just going to basically go straight into the exercises that I'm doing, and I'll fast forward some pieces, but I'll fast forward the bits that may bore you. But you will see me playing, butchering, ruining, unperforming my first song in this video. So see how poor I get on with that. But I've got to record it. I started practicing it 2 days ago, so I've got to see how I'm getting on video with the first week of performing a song. So anyway, I'm going to dive straight into it. I've got my E practice first up, string by string with the E. So, and I have been struggling with the E. So I've got 2 minutes of this. I won't show you the full 2 minutes, but I have been struggling. I suppose I'm going to struggle with everything. Everything I'm learning, I'm going to struggle with, I think. That's the way it is. It's always that ring finger. Always and a day. Okay, while I was in the store getting my guitar strap fitted, I got some new picks as well. I'm not really sure of the size because the size is not on them, but they're a few different materials, more of a harder plastic, but they're still thin. So I'm going to do a video as well on picks, because I think a lot of beginners are not aware that there's a big difference between a thin pick and a thick pick, and why they don't understand why a thin pick is beneficial for them when they're starting. So I'll do a little video, link to it here. Check that out if you're interested in picks, and learn why you should go for a thin pick when you're beginning. Next up, I've got 1 minute on the A. So of course I've got a few weeks, or 2 weeks already of the A, 3 weeks, I'm into the 3rd week now, so 3 weeks of the A already behind me. So this is just 1 minute on the A chord, and the same with the D chord. So I'll get myself ready. We're off. Okay. So I'm quite happy with that, with the A. I think it's coming on quite well. I'm just not happy with the switches when I'm switching from one chord to another. But we keep practicing, we march on, we do not give up. Next up, I've got the D chord. Same thing, just 1 minute of this. get myself in position. There. Okay. 1 minute, we're off. We're off to the races. One more for luck. Go above and beyond. Okay. Next up, I've got practicing switching with the anchor finger. I'm going to get a glass of water. Okay, that's better. Okay, this is 2 minutes of anchor finger practice between the DNA. Still perfecting that. We do not forget about the DNA just because we've introduced the E, so plenty of work still on this. 2 minutes. Okay. You don't have to strum with this, but I do anyway. One for luck. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Whoop. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Right, that's my little 2 minute work there. Next up, I am doing 1 minute changes, A to E. Now, struggling with these, but see how we get on now. I've had a full week-ish, 6 or 7 days, so let's have a bash. Never hurts to have a bash, so we're going to have a bash. I'm going to practice a second because I haven't done these since yesterday. Okay. Whoop, 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 whoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 45. 45. Didn't hear that. Ping. I think I saw it. Flash. 45. Deserve a break. Deserve a quick break after that. I mean, work my socks off. Okay, that's enough of a break. Break for the week. I don't mean a break for a week. I mean, break is for the week. Weak-minded. Right. Next up, I have 1 minute changes. I was supposed to do A to D 1 minute changes before that, but I forgot. It's okay, I'm going to do them now. Practice. Doesn't matter how these sound, just repetition to get the fingers used to the switch. for a million years. Off to the races. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 34, 35, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 62, 63, 64, 64. Can't give myself 65. I'm gonna call it 64. 64, bit dodge, but I'm happy enough. I'm happy enough with that after 3 weeks. Next up now, D to E. Now this one is the most difficult for me. It's the furthest to travel, but you have to work on what you're rubbish at, or most rubbish at. This one is difficult. There, two, there. What am I doing? Just made up a chord, I'm sure of it. Okay. There. There. My ring finger still lags big time on the D chord, but you know, hopefully one day, as if by magic, it just starts to go there on its own. Chord. Okay, we're off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. No, 45. Okay, next up I've got the Blues Brothers theme. This is a sort of little riff practice, sort of like a little warm, gentle introduction to sort of finger exercising. It is an actual riff, some of you may recognise it. It's introducing a little work for the pinky as well for the first time, so you know, nice and gentle, but not easy. It's not easy when you've been doing it for less than a week. So I've just got 1 minute of this. And for those who don't know, and who may be interested in finding a nice, gentle, ease you in exercise for your fingers, it's low E, first finger second fret, off, low E, it's all low E by the way, second finger third fret, off, pinky finger, fourth finger, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth fret, off, and straight into third finger, fourth fret. I think anyway. Hang on, let me play it. Yeah, so there we go. So low E, boom, 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 okay? And the idea is to keep your fingers as spread as you can. Because that pinky finger has got a mind of its own. It does, well, what I say, has not got a mind of its own. It's not independent at all. It wants to stick with as much of the hand as possible. It doesn't want to venture out at all. So we're going to make it venture now. We're going to take it on a little walk, a little finger walk up the fret. Okay, 1 minute of this, and we're off. One more for luck. Okay. Oh no, I've got the song now. Three Little Birds, Bob Marley, D-A-E, over and over in little sequences. I'm going to have a break for this, aren't I, before I pump into this. Do you know what I mean? It'll settle the nerves. Okay. Oh no, wrong chord. Don't worry. So there we go, that's my first song under my belt, 1.5 days of practice. I don't think that's too bad. Yeah, I need to work on the E chord a lot more, but it's lagging behind 2 weeks, you know. The A and the D I've got 2 weeks extra on the E, so I think I need to find another song that makes use of the E chord a little more than that. But that's okay to ease me into it, I think. I'll continue ploughing away on the E chord to the D chord to the A chord, and round, left, right and centre. With that, I know what the main problem was. It was the positioning of my first finger. Should have been a little more vertical. It was a little too flat, and it was making that transition to the E in particular quite difficult. So I should have repositioned that anchor finger. I'll work on that. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm sorry if that wasn't too pleasurable. It's a pleasure for me though. Really enjoying this journey. So if you're a beginner too, or you're interested in seeing how I'm getting on next week after a month and into the weeks and months into the future, subscribe, check it out, leave a comment down below if you've got any tips, if you've got anything you'd like to comment, and let me know how you're getting on with your journeys. We're all in this together, we're all enjoying it, we're all frustrated, but we're still enjoying it. Thanks for watching, see you soon. Okay.